Hello everyone, and this is BioPhoenix here, and today we're going to be taking a look at an NES game called the Krion Conquest. I think that's how it's pronounced. If not, well, oh well, not the end of the world. And it was developed and published by Vic Tokai, and was released in the year 1991 in North America. And it's an action platformer much like Mega Man. Actually, it's so much like Mega Man that it's pretty much a clone of it. But I'm going to get there in just a moment, because there's other things I want to talk about first, like the box art. And I have to say, I really do like this box art. I think it looks pretty damn cool. Even though the main character of this game looks nothing like she does on the cover, but oh well, whatever. Even the Japanese cover looks pretty cool as well. Now, if there is one thing that they did not copy from Mega Man, or at least from the first Mega Man, is that at least they didn't make this box art look horrendous. Now, one more thing that makes this game very interesting is that this was originally intended to be a Wizard of Oz anime game, and it was called The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. I've actually never knew they made this into an anime, but it sounds kind of weird. But anyways, they couldn't get the rights to make it, so they couldn't do it. So they instead made their own original idea. So let's talk a little bit about the story. So it takes place in the year 1999, where this stuff never actually happened in the year 1999. But anyways, the Krion Empire wants to take over the world, but they are very close from doing so, until some random guy comes out of nowhere and summons a witch that happens to be named Francesca. Now, apparently in the Japanese version, the guy's name is Kagamaru, and the witch's name Dorapool. But of course, these are changed in the North American version, where now she is called Francesca, and the guy, well, he doesn't even have a name. Go figure. So that's all the story is really all about, and well, it's okay, I guess. I mean, it's not good, but it's not bad either. But it's okay, it doesn't need to be complicated or anything like that, so it's fine. So now let's take a look at the gameplay, and like I've already said before, this game is pretty much like Mega Man, and well, there's a lot here, so let's talk about some of the similarities first. So the walk cycle and the jumping are very similar. You can shoot stuff unlimitedly, and by pausing the game you can switch between different types of attacks. And when you change that certain attack, you actually change color. Although you do get some different powers, like... So when you're pink, you just blow up the screen automatically, but it does take some health away from you. And when you're blue, you have a freeze shot. When you're green, you have a bouncy ball attack. When you're orange, you have a shield ability. And finally, the one that you're probably going to use the most is the purple outfit, which adds platforms so you can ride on them. And you can use these unlimitedly as much as you want, unlike Mega Man. However, you'd think this would make things easier, but it doesn't. Because this game is hard as shit. And if you think Mega Man is hard, well, this game is even harder. So yes, this game is very, very similar to Mega Man, but they did do some original things, like you can actually shoot up, and you can duck and shoot. And there is no character selection, so pretty much you just have to do the levels one by one. And there are 3 acts and 1 stage. So yes, this game is pretty much a Mega Man game, but just you're a witch. Now as for the controls in this game, I think they're very good, easy to use, and very simple. So you really can't go wrong with the control here. Although one thing that is kind of weird is that whenever you want to select the power you want, you have to press start really fast, because if you don't, it's just going to reopen up the menu again. Kind of weird. But other than that minor thing, I think they're really good. Now as for the game's graphics, I think they're actually really nice as well. But probably the best part would have to be the cutscenes. Even if they look very similar to the ones in Ninja Gaiden, at least it does look nice, so I really can't complain too much about that. So overall, they're pretty good. Now as for the music, all I have to say is that the music is actually pretty damn catchy. Now it does repeat pretty often, but it's not really a huge issue for me. But I can see that annoying some people out there. But as for myself, I do like it. So I really don't have much complaints about it at all. Now before we move on, there is one really fucked up thing about this game. Well, at least in the North American version. Now remember when I said this game was hard as hell? Well, funny thing is, the North American version is actually even harder than the Japanese version. Because you want to know why? They got rid of the continue option. So if you die enough times and get a game over, then you have to start all the way back at the beginning. And I had a hard enough time getting past like the first level. And what's worse is that there's not even a stage select code. So I think this is the real hardcore test of action platforming games. Well, actually maybe that might go for Ghosts and Goblins, but seriously though, this game is pretty fucking hard enough as it is. Now there's nothing wrong with having a game being really, really hard. In fact, there's a lot of games that I like that are really hard. But the thing with this game is that it's so hard that you pretty much have to redo the first level like so many times that it really just gets on your mind. And what I mean by that, you just feel very fatigued from it. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the difficulty. And it's tough as fucking nails, so be prepared. Now, if you want to buy this game usually costs around $40 to $60 apparently. And I've only seen this game twice in the wild. Now the first time I have seen it, it actually had the box, but the box was in pretty rough shape, and they were selling it for about like $80 or something. And then the second time I've seen it, which was the time when I got it, and I got it for about like $45. So yeah, I don't want to say this game is rare per se, but I will want to say that it is very uncommon and it is pretty hard to find at times. In fact, when I just looked up on eBay as of right now, there's only like 3 copies. Well, at least North American ones, where the rest of them are all Japanese, and apparently the Japanese copies is a lot more money. But I really don't know if it really costs that much, but either way though, this game is not going to be really cheap, but it's not going to be like super ridiculously expensive. It might be for some, depending on how much you want to spend on a video game, but I myself found it to be pretty tough to find. Now, if I were to rate this game, I'd have to give this game a 7 out of 10. And I know what you're thinking, really? You're gonna give a clone game a 7 out of 10? Like, are you fucking out of your mind, you fucking moron? Now, let me explain this real quick. Yes, there's no denying that this game is a clone, but I really don't think that just because a game is very similar to another game, that means it's, like, bad automatically. Now, I know I really like playing games that are very original or ones that are very unique and stuff. Now you gotta remember that not every single game out there is gonna be like entirely original from one another. Now I think I have said this before on another game review that I've done. Now when a game is considered as a clone, as long as it is done well and is actually fun, then that's really all that matters. Because this game, it is fun, but it's not like the best thing that it ever was. Because if I had a choice to play every single Mega Man game on the NES, does not matter which one it is, I'd rather play those than this anytime. Mainly because they're more polished and the difficulty, yeah, it is fucking hard, but at least you don't have to repeat the first few levels like over and over again. But as for the Krion Conquest, it is good mindless fun that is very difficult, but I personally don't mind that. I'm probably going to be in the minority here, but yeah, I really do think this game is good, despite the fact that, you know, it does take ideas from Mega Man, which is, you know, to some people that is very unforgiving. But like I already said, I don't mind games that are clones as long as they're actually done well and they're fun. I mean, I know one thing that may sound a bit crazy to some people is that just think of it as a ROM hack. Okay, well I'm done talking about that because I think I might have pissed too many people off with it, but hey, whatever, man. So anyways, I personally think the game is good. Not like amazing, or definitely not nearly as good as any of the Mega Man games on NES, but it's at least a decent game. But maybe just for the fuck of it, we might as well just call her Juan the Bitch Blaster. So with all ridiculous shit aside, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and commenting. Apparently there's already a thing called Bitch Blaster, and it has nothing to do with shooting anything. Oh well, I still like my idea better.